It's hard to believe 2019 is almost over, and even harder to believe all the garbage the WWE has dished out this year. Join us now as Wrestlelamia looks at the very worst of the WWE in 2019. If you want to see more videos like this, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Number 1. The Saudi travel debacle. The WWE can deny, but there's no doubt something happened following Crown Jewel other than a mechanical issue with the airplane that was supposed to take the majority of the WWE superstars and workers home. While the WWE tried to deny any disagreement with its business partners in the Saudi government, the WWE/Saudi deal was reportedly in jeopardy, putting WWE shareholders on red alert. Eventually, the WWE got the money it was owed, the two parties pledged their eternal friendship, and fans wondered what awaits in 2020 when the WWE returns to Saudi Arabia. Number 2. Undertaker vs Goldberg at Super Showdown. The officials running the Saudi Arabia shows sure do love their legends, so it's little surprising the WWE booked a dream match between Goldberg and The Undertaker for this year's Super Showdown event. The only problem was that both men had more ring rust than the USS Hogan, making for a disaster waiting to happen, and happen it did. Not since Hulk Hogan battled the Ultimate Warrior at 1998's Halloween Havoc pay-per-view have fans seen two legends embarrass themselves with more blown spots than a backyard wrestling match. Goldberg got off to a bad start, reportedly concussing himself when he delivered his ritual pre-match headbutt to a dressing room door, or was it when he hit his head on the ring post? And despite some potentially dangerous botches, neither man was seriously injured. If we've ever seen a face of disgust, it was on The Undertaker after the match. Number 3. Low ticket sales, merchandise and ratings. The WWE can brag about its lucrative television deals, but the fact remains less people are interested in the WWE product. Whether it's dismal attendance figures for live events, ever-decreasing ratings for WWE programming, or less and less merchandise sold, it's obvious the WWE is losing its audience on a weekly basis. They were repeatedly forced to top off large portions of arenas to create the illusion that fans were there in droves. And to be fair, AEW has had this problem occasionally with Dynamite. Deeply discount ticket prices and occasionally cancel live events altogether. Even more disturbing is that the majority of the WWE's fans are older fans, and that younger fans simply aren't watching it like they used to, which means the promotion is drawing a demographic that advertisers couldn't care less about, and which means the majority of the audience could die out. Number 4. LANA pregnancy angle. While the jury's still out on how well the Lana and Bobby Lashley affair storyline is doing in terms of ratings, we know two things. It's generally a popular segment on YouTube, but few people, besides Vince McMahon, enjoyed the storyline where Lana claimed to be pregnant. A classic case of go-away heat for Lana rather than desirable heel heat. Number 5. Seth Rollins' babyface push. Seth Rollins' babyface run is one of those situations that show how quickly a wrestler can go from being cheered to being booed. The WWE decided to go with Seth Rollins as Raw's top babyface, which in hindsight seemed fine, as it needed to rebuild Roman Reigns following his return from his leukemia treatment. Unfortunately, Rollins' big WrestleMania 35 win over Brock Lesnar was wasted with a weak follow-up program against Baron Corbin, a wrestler most fans saw as a mid-card act. Playing off Rollins' real-life relationship with Becky Lynch did nothing to help him get over, nor did his social media meltdown, whether it was criticizing Will Ospreay or going off on fans who disagreed with him. Incredibly, the WWE seemed to rehabilitate Rollins when they fed Brock Lesnar to him at SummerSlam, giving Rollins the most dominant victory over Lesnar since Goldberg steamrolled over him at Survivor Series 2016. While Rollins seemed to win many of his fans back, the WWE made one of the worst booking decisions since turning Stone Cold Steve Austin heel in 2001, pitting Rollins against the white-hot Bray Wyatt's devilish doppelganger, The Fiend. Although The Fiend was supposed to be a heel, the fans were already cheering him, and the WWE destroyed all the work they spent rebuilding Rollins' image, leading to our next disaster. Number 6. The Hell in a Cell finish. Somehow, the WWE managed to take The Fiend, one of its greatest creation in years, and booked him against Seth Rollins in a Universal Championship bout at Hell in a Cell, compounding their problem by making it a Hell in a Cell match. They placed itself into an impossible situation as Wyatt had to win the match or risk losing the incredible momentum built up in a short amount of time. At the same time, Rollins was now being booed when he was supposed to be the babyface, destroying all the work as well as wasting Brock Lesnar giving Rollins the rub they'd done to get the fans to cheer for him. The only satisfying solution would have been to put the Fiend over Rollins, but instead the WWE had the referee stop the match when it looked as if Rollins was about to kill the Fiend, destroying Hell in a Cell's long-standing rule of matches either ending by pinfall or submission. To be fair, X-Pac put it best.
How the hell do you get DQ now?
Did he get DQ'd or did he have to stop the match?
Number 7. That damn red light. Ugh. Is there anything worse than having a bad Hell in a Cell match, and on top of it not even being able to see it? So many viewers have complained the Fiend's special light during matches should be turned off, and we for one totally agree. With Seth Rollins himself complaining that the light hinders a wrestler's ability in the ring, you know this gimmick needs to go. There are theories that the Fiend draws power from the red light, but that is neither confirmed or denied. We don't want to see a WWE match in Virtual Boy form. Number 8. Strowman vs Tyson Fury. Wrestler vs boxer matches date back to the early days of wrestling, but they rarely go well, whether it's a shoot such as the much maligned Muhammad Ali vs Antonio Inoki fight, or the work match between Braun Strowman and Tyson Fury at Crown Jewel. Unlike the Big Show vs Floyd Mayweather Jr. fight, this one had two similarly sized combatants, sustaining the illusion that the match could go either way. However, it was clear that this one was going to be a dud, and its only saving grace was that it ended after 8 minutes, with Strowman doing what he does best in big matches, losing. In this case, by countout. Number 9. Brock Lesnar vs Cain Velasquez. As bad as Strowman vs Fury was, the WWE had no business putting Brock Lesnar against Cain Velasquez at Crown Jewel, not because the match had no potential, but because Velasquez was in no shape to perform due to what is believed to have been a knee injury. There was plenty to look forward to given Lesnar and Velasquez's history in UFC, as well as the good build-up for the showdown at Crown Jewel. But the match went less than 2 minutes, fulfilling the WWE's obligation to have the match, but failing to deliver for all intents and purposes, and making a rematch nothing to look forward to. Number 10. The Wildcard Rule. Nobody knows how to promise things will improve quite like the WWE, and nobody is as bad as delivering on their promise. Following the WWE Superstar shakeup in April and May, Vince McMahon announced a special wildcard rule that would allow for superstars from another brand to show up on the other brand. The problem was that Vinnie Mac wasn't clear about the rules, which led to WWE.com posting a clarification that was promptly ignored by the WWE's so-called creative department. The wildcard rule was designed to provide surprises and allow top talent to appear on both shows. Instead, it overexposed wrestlers as Shane McMahon, Drew McIntyre and Roman Reigns seemed to show up on the red brand and blue brand at every opportunity. This killed the brand split and only got more confusing as time passed and more superstars started showing up, even though they supposedly had a limit of 4. At one time we recalled probably about 7 or 8 superstars showing up on the show. Number 11. The 2019 WWE Draft. If anyone wants to look at hotshot booking, just look at WCW during the Vince Russo era, or at the many attempts made by the WWE in 2019 to improve their product. After the superstar shakeup and wildcard proved the brand split was a facade, the WWE concocted a draft to promote on SmackDown and Raw, complete with fake USA and Fox executives. The WWE couldn't have made the draft any worse had they planned it, with WWE.com accidentally leaking the exact order of the draft, and the draft proving as exciting as watching a Lance Storm promo. Sorry Lance. The worst part of the draft was that there was no major shakeups, and the WWE maintained the status quo, once again proving their inability to make tangible changes for the better. Number 12. Burying Kofi Kingston. 2019 seemed to be the year of Kofi Kingston, that is until 4th October when the Dreadlock Dynamo was emasculated on Friday Night SmackDown's debut on Fox. The fans' exuberant reaction to Kofi's performance at Elimination Chamber led to an unexpected push culminating in his WWE Championship win at WrestleMania 35. After an exciting and engaging 6-month run as WWE Champion, Kofi Kingston was fed to Brock Lesnar, dropping the WWE Championship in seconds. The match was over as soon as it started, with Lesnar F5ing a charging Kingston and pinning him, destroying everything Kofi had accomplished in 2019. Number 13. Shane McMahon 24/7. There's no denying the WWE Universe enjoys seeing Shane McMahon as an authority figure and an occasional grappler. However, the WWE pushed Shane McMahon down the fans' throat in 2019, with Shane hogging television time on Raw and SmackDown in lengthy promos and matches as he feuded with The Miz and Roman Reigns. Not only was Shane O'Mac overexposed, but he frequently enjoyed big wins over top stars ranging from The Miz to Roman Reigns with no comeuppance in sight. At one point, rumour had it the WWE was considering pitting Shane McMahon against WWE Champion Kofi Kingston, with Shane possibly winning the title. Before long, there was talk that the WWE locker room resented McMahon's push and him taking their opportunities. They finally sent Shane packing long after he'd overstayed his welcome. Number 14. WWE 2K20. Although the argument can be made that the WWE had little input into development of 2K's wrestling game, the promotion could have spoken up when 2K delivered a product that was clearly not ready for release. Instead, the WWE cashed their check and did nothing to prevent this from happening again. Number 15. WWE Network Revamp. It just won't work. The WWE Universe was excited when they learned the WWE was retooling its network to make its interface more user-friendly. While it looked user-friendly on screen, there was one slight problem. It crashed during pay-per-views. The WWE Network still hasn't been fixed, with December's STARRCADE event crashing the network, leading to WWE airing it on YouTube. Number 16. STARRCADE 2019. Speaking of the granddaddy of them all, the WWE Network's presentation of STARRCADE wasn't a disaster just because it crashed the network, but because the show itself was a complete dud. Whether it was the boring dark matches or the bait and switch match that was supposed to feature Rusev battling Bobby Lashley in the Last Man Standing match, but instead saw Kevin Owens substitute for Rusev after Rusev was barred due to Lana's restraining order. The WWE took another once proud wrestling event and reduced it to something lower than a house show. Number 17. The WWE hires Eric Bischoff. The WWE is all about cosmetic fixes for whatever problems it's facing. Exhibit A being the WWE's hiring June announcement that Paul Heyman and Eric Bischoff as Raw and SmackDown's executive directors for the respective programs' creative departments. While both men had shown creative genius in the past, it had been decades since Bischoff had enjoyed success in wrestling. Of course, we're talking about his time in WCW, not his stint in TNA. That was anything but a success. Bischoff's status as SmackDown Executive Director quickly degenerated into a farce as fans learned he was learning the ropes and wouldn't be doing anything until July's Extreme Rules pay-per-view. While that made sense considering Bischoff's long absence from the business, it increasingly became clear that Bischoff's involvement with SmackDown was minimal at best and non-existent at worst. Finally, after weeks of fans wondering when Bischoff would actually start, he was released by the WWE, with rumours circulating that the man once known as ATM Eric had become MIA Eric, missing in action as he disappeared from meetings and left work early. And lastly, number 18, Braun Strowman fights two comedians. Pity Braun Strowman, wrestling's monster among men, but a superstar who repeatedly chokes during title matches and looks to be on track to becoming the WWE's largest enhancement talent since the Big Show's WWE heyday. When Saturday Night Live stars Colin Jost and Michael Shea appeared on Raw, Jost angered Strowman by suggesting wrestling was predetermined. Enraged, Strowman attacked them and subsequently challenged them to participate at WrestleMania 35's 2019 Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. The two showed up, ruining an event that's quickly become known as a curse for its winner. Strowman won the Battle Royal, and judging from the way his career is going, the curse is in full effect. But there you have it guys, the worst of WWE in 2019. Do you think things will get better in 2020 or even worse? Be sure to leave your comments down below, subscribe if you haven't already, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.